Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome back. Today I have a bunch of new makeup that I wanted to share with you that I've been testing out, from the new Milani Viral Lips to a foundation that I finally got my hands on, and another really good drugstore mascara, blush, primer. So this is the final look. This eyeshadow look, guys, I created with a $4 eyeshadow palette that I can't wait to share with you guys. It is so good. Let's get right into it. So I picked up the NYX Marshmallow Primer and I was excited for this one. This primer's been everywhere lately, like all over TikTok, everywhere. It's just like a very viral product, and NYX does know how to do primers very well. I loved their Angel Veil primer. So I'm not a huge like primer person. I just feel like I never really noticed if there's a difference, but I definitely wanted to try this out. I picked it up in the mini. So it is a 0.27 fluid ounces or 8 mLs. It is like $9 for just this little tube, perfect for travel. So as I squirt it out, this is what it looks like. It's like a very, almost like a marshmallowy with like a tint of like a hint of pink. Just super pretty, just your typical primer with like the silicone base. Smells fantastic, and I've just been putting it under my eyes, like in the areas where my pores are very visible, and then like also around my mouth where I have some smile lines, and then a little bit on my forehead to just help put a base down and smooth out my skin. I will say it smells lovely. It smells really good. I do like that they had the little mini size available, because the full size one is like $17. Like that's expensive for me for NYX, I feel. But I mean, if it works really well, then hey, why not? Definitely, I think try it. I do like it a lot. It's really nice. It makes your skin feel nice and it smells great. So foundation, I finally got at the Catrice TrueSkin. And I've been wanting this for a while, but I've been trying to get through some of my other ones. So it was $11, got it on Amazon. For some reason, Catrice is no longer sold at Ulta. I don't know when that happened or why, but I picked up the shade Neutral Sand, and I kind of just took a gamble on that. I feel like most of the time when I order foundation online, I always get it wrong, but I got this one and it's like a dead-on match for me. So I was so excited about that. Of course, I went on Instagram and, you know, I checked out other people that have similar skin tones to mine and tried to see what shades they use and that kind of thing. So I like to just pump it directly onto my brush, just do like 2 pumps. The packaging is really nice. It does have a pump. I will say you have to be careful, because the pump, for some reason, I don't know if it's like the threading, but I tighten it and then it gets loose again. So I think maybe it has to do with when the cap goes on and then you pull, like every time you pull the cap off of the pump, it causes it to loosen. But just make sure you tighten it, because if you're traveling with this, it will leak. I learned that lesson the hard way. So I like to just put it on with a brush. Now it doesn't oxidize much, but it does a little bit. And you can do like a medium coverage, and I like to do a couple of coats to get a really nice full coverage look. One thing to note about this foundation, especially in the winter, if you have dry skin and you haven't tried this, it will tend to cling to any dry patches you have. Like I notice if I've been using like retin-A or retinol or whatever I'm using, and my skin like peels, or even if I'm using like a lactic acid serum or something like that, I do notice that it will cling to those areas. So you just want to make sure that your skin is nice and moisturized to kind of avoid those problems. Overall, it is a fantastic drugstore foundation. It has a really nice satin skin-like finish that you can build, which is nice. And it definitely dries down, so I don't feel like it stays tacky on the skin, which is nice because it doesn't feel heavy on your skin. It doesn't feel like it's moving or slipping or anything like that, like I feel with some of the other foundations. I like the fact that it kind of dries down and it feels very lightweight. Now I'm just using my little tiny foundation buffer brush in this area, because I did put on a little bit of my eyebrows just because I had plucked them. Zooming in here so you can see how nice the coverage is and what the finish looks like. So the finish is a very beautiful natural skin-like finish. That's what I really love about it. And again, it doesn't feel like you have anything on. So I also got the Catrice Concealer because I heard such great things about this. So this is the same thing. It's the concealer that goes with this line. It is the hydrating TrueSkin concealer. Long wearing, has the hyaluronic acid. It's also supposed to be waterproof. I haven't tested that out. I got the shade Warm Macadamia, which is 005. So if you're similar to me, this one will probably work well for you. It is a very warm, brightening color, which is what I really like when I'm going for a concealer. And this concealer does pair really nicely with this foundation. So far, I still think that I like my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer better than that, like at a drugstore price, but I have only used it like 3 times, so I can't say for sure. So I'm gonna go in with a flat angle brush here and stamp that out, and then after I'll show you what I've been liking to do with my beauty sponge to just kind of get in any of those creases. It just really helps, especially as you get older and you're getting fine lines and that kind of thing. Now I do have some dry skin like in this area from using like a lactic acid. All right, so I'm gonna spray some of the MAC Fix Plus onto my sponge, just get it like a little bit damp. I'm just going underneath gently and just patting it in. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to remove what concealer you already put down, but I just find that it helps smooth out like any creases or anything like that under your eyes. I'm going to set my eyes really quick with, this is just the Laura Mercier, and then I'm also going to gently set down like some of the other areas where I'm going to be putting powder products. I haven't been liking using powder if I'm going to be putting on like a cream blush, so I will avoid this area because I feel like it just doesn't go on right. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm just gonna powder up in the areas where like you need to set, like under your eyes, a little bit around my nose. So for blush, I've been loving, this is the Milani Cheek Kiss blush. I have the shade Nude Kiss. It is perfect for this time of year and my skin tone. It's a very creamy, dewy blush. I'll just give you like a little swatch so you can see it. So pretty, so easy to work with, has a beautiful glow. It reminds me of, I used to get like these Revlon cream blushes, probably like 10, 15 years ago. I don't think they make them anymore, but I used to get this berry shade and it was beautiful, and they stopped making it, of course. I like to use the e.l.f. stipple brush to put it on, but I actually have a bunch of my brushes that I'm cleaning right now, so I'm just gonna use, this one's good too. This is the Instapop cheek brush from Real Techniques. So I'm just gonna get some product on here and then just stamp it on. And you can see it just gives a really nice sheen. Do the same thing on this side and then just blend it in. And you can even just apply this with your finger. It'll work just as well. And then take the beauty sponge and just kind of tap in here so that it's not so loud. It just gives your cheeks like a beautiful flush. Normally I do bronzer first, but we skipped that step. So I'm gonna go in with bronzer now, and I'm gonna take, I've been really liking the butter bronzer again. I just have the little travel one. I do like it because I feel like I have so many different bronzers that I don't need, you know, a whole bronzer because it takes so long to go through them. But it is tough to like get the bigger brush into the pan. So I do have to kind of squeeze my brush together to get it all in there. But this is just the nicest bronzer. Put down below in the comments, let me know what your favorite like drugstore bronzers are. I'm always looking to test out new ones. And I just did a Reels, which I'm gonna be putting up. By the time you see this video, it would have already went up on probably like Instagram or YouTube Shorts. And I did a comparison of like all the highlights that people typically compare and try to dupe out. So this Milani Champagne Diora one, which is newer. Of course, the Becca Champagne Pop, one of the Milani ones, like the multi-gold collection. And then the Ofra Rodeo Drive. So I do like a comparison of all of them so you can kind of see how similar and different they are. So check that out, but I'm gonna be using the Champagne Diora today. And it's funny, sometimes they swatch completely different than what they look like on the skin. So like this one swatches very similar to like the Maybelline one, but on the skin, I think that it looks more like Champagne Pop. I'm gonna quickly tune up my eyebrows and then we're gonna move on to, this is the Essence eyeshadow palette in Coral Me Maybe. It is so pretty. The shadows remind me of like the Tarte shadows, the way they smell, like in the Juicy palette. It smells like almost like a dessert, but not like overpowered. The shadows are so buttery and so smooth. I've been loving using all of them. I just took this little palette with me for travel and it was perfect because I could come up with like so many different looks. I think I like this better than the little e.l.f. palettes, and it was like $4. So let me fix up these eyebrows and I'll be right back. So typically I use my fingers to apply the shimmer shades. This shade, that shade, and that shade. But today I want to see if it makes a difference if I use some Fix Plus on a brush. See if that gets some good pigment. I just want to compare. So on the one side, I'm gonna do it with the brush, and then on the other, I'll do it without it so we can see. So I'm gonna dip into this top shade. So pretty. Just the most beautiful, like coral shimmery shade. And we're gonna put that right on the lid. And I will say that doing it this way does create some fallout. So I'm just gonna carve out the lid with that shade. And lately I've been trying to like fake my lid looking bigger than it is, because I feel like, you know, as you age, your skin, your eye skin gets loose. So I've been liking to take it up a little bit more to create the illusion of a bigger lid and just kind of carve that out. So that looks really pretty. I think that it worked really good this way. I don't even want to do it with my finger. I think that it works better with the brush and a little Fix Plus. So I'm not going to do it with my finger, because I can already tell you I like it better like this. So I'm just gonna sweep some of that excess off. And this is great because even if you don't want to do like this peachy coral color, you could do like this really pretty gold or a deeper shade that almost has like a little bit of a mauve or like a purple look. So there are other things you could do if you didn't want to go for like a, you know, a bright coral look. I haven't tried the other little palettes by Essence, but I do know that they have one that's like a green, so it has like mint colors, I want to say. But I would definitely recommend checking them out because they are really, really nice. Right, taking this matte shade down at the bottom, and I'm gonna go into the crease and just kind of blend and blow that out. Even the matte shades on this palette, they're really blendable and creamy, and they just blend so nicely. I'm gonna take a little pencil brush. I'm gonna go in with the little gold shade down here, and I'm gonna put that on the inner corner. I really like the way gold looks on the inner corners. Now I'm gonna go in with that matte like peach shade again, or coral shade again, and just apply that on the lower lash line. So to deepen up the outside, I'm gonna take the shimmery shade here first, just apply it to like the outer section of my lid, and I might actually just use my finger and put it down and then blend it. I think it works best if you use your finger. Just get in there and put it down. And I'm actually gonna take like a little dot of the deeper matte shade and just kind of blend the two together and just stamp it out. And it just comes out so nice. You don't even have to like really blend it because that shimmery shade is kind of doing that work for you. The only thing this palette doesn't have is like a brow bone shade. So that kind of stinks. I just want to clean up this corner a little bit. So what I like to do when my corners are a little wonky is I have like a mini foundation brush. Just put a little concealer on it or a little foundation. I just have what's left. And I just kind of push up and stamp in, and it just kind of cleans up that edge a little bit. I'm gonna grab a shade we can use on the brow bone. I'll be right back. I got the e.l.f. Cream and Sugar palette, and I like to take the two outer shades. So this is a matte, and then this one, I like to call it sugar. That's cream, that's sugar. That's, I don't know, cinnamon. What's this one? This one is coffee. So we're gonna take these two end shades and mix them together, and it gives it a little bit of a sheen that I think looks really pretty to highlight the brow bone. Dust that on there. Like, isn't this such a nice look for a $4 palette? And this one's like $3. So you can get some really nice looks with these little cute palettes, and you can't even tell. So I did pick up a new mascara that I've been wanting to try. It's been hard to find though. I had to order it off of, I think I had to order it off of Amazon. They have every other one in store except for this one. I don't know if it's because it's newer, but I would say it is like a magenta or like a fuchsia color, and it is called the Essence Lash Princess, and this one is in the curl and volume. So it's trying to be like a 2-in-1. My personal favorite, I think, is still like the green one, whatever it's called, like the false lash effect. And this wand, as you can see, it's kind of nice and fluffy. In the middle, it gets a little bit narrower. Then in the end, it widens out. So this is supposed to be great for both volume and curling. So I think that in this case, just like with any other mascara that you're first trying in the beginning, sometimes it's like too wet. The formula, it doesn't work good, and then as you use it a few more times and as it dries down, it works a lot better. It becomes like more tacky and it grips your lashes better. So I'm thinking maybe that's the case, but Essence really knows how to do mascaras, and they're all like $5 and they're phenomenal. So just curling my lashes first. I'm not gonna use primer today, so I'm gonna lay it on thick. I'll probably do like 3 coats. Doing makeup and talking, I get so out of breath. I don't know if it's because I'm so out of shape, but it is hard to like explain what you're doing while you're putting the makeup on and not sound like you're huffing and puffing all over the place. So sorry if I sound winded, it's because I am. All right, first coat on the top lashes with the new mascara. I think it's great. It definitely gives the curl. I just like mine a little bit more thick, and I feel like the building with this formula isn't happening yet, but again, in a week or two, it might work just fine. But overall, I think it's like an awesome mascara. Way better than a lot of the other ones I've tried for the first time. See, mine on the ends get like a little wonky when I put mascara on them sometimes. I have to kind of pull the excess off, because then they'll start kind of doing like one of these things where they're kind of creeping and crawling all over the place. So going in with the second coat, so you can see it's kind of just weighing a little bit heavy on the bulk of my lashes on the outside. It's kind of pulling them down. All right, that's all I'm gonna put on for now. Move on to the lips, and then at the end, once my eyes are dry, I will go in and curl them one last time to really kind of lock the lashes in place, get them nice and curled, get them separated. That's typically what I like to do, is like my final step. I don't know, that's just what I do. So for lips, I finally got my hands on, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'd see that I posted about it, the new Milani's, or the newer Milani matte lipsticks that went viral over on TikTok. For a good reason, they are awesome. This is the shade Passion. It's like the perfect wine red, and I wouldn't say, like, it is matte, but it's very creamy. I would describe it, which I think they even describe it as like a velour, like a velvet. So it's like a very soft, creamy finish. It has like shea butter in it. It's very moisturizing, but the packaging, the whole thing, so luxurious. I just ordered 2 other colors. I got Secret, which is supposed to be a similar shade to the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, which I'm really excited to try that out. But I figured today we'll go in with a bolder shade using the Milani. This is one of my favorites. This is in the shade Most Natural. And I think this formula is one of my absolute favorite lip liners of all time. It's one of the only ones that's retractable that I found to be creamy and non-drying, and that doesn't break off. So the formula is very much like a high-end formula, but the fact that I don't have to sharpen it with a pencil sharpener, that is amazing. I just wish that they would come out with more shades. I did order another Milani lip liner that I'm excited to try out. I think it was another viral one in the shade like Saucy Toffee or something like that. Almost similar to the stripped down matte color. So we're going in now, and you can see how pretty it is. And the smell, there's a little bit of a smell, but it's pleasant. It's not like the other Milani lipsticks that have more of like a very like fruity, distinct smell that a lot of people complain about. I kind of like it, but that's just me. So it goes on creamy and opaque. And the thing that's so cool about this packaging is, like, if you look at the tip here, you can see that it's like creamy. It has like shea butter, But then if you look at the bullet of the lipstick, it looks like matte and like very cool. Do you see that difference there? I'm always super fascinated by like cool little details like that. So the finish is very matte, but it has like a velvet texture, as you can see. So comfortable, and I just love it. It's not something that I would normally go with, but I think it's perfect for like these winter months, and even it would be beautiful for the fall. So I don't think I told you. This is in the shade Passion. Worth it. So let's go back in and curl the lashes. And then clamp down. Hold it for like a few seconds, a couple of pumps. You can see it's very tight and lifted. Almost looks like you got a lash lift. Just helps it hold a curl better. So overall, it is a really nice mascara. It's not flaking. It separates your lashes, it lengthens them. So far, so good. I need to test it out a little bit more. I will link right now up above my top, I think it's like my top 5 or top 10 drugstore favorite mascaras of all time. So check that out. I hope you guys like this video. If you're new, please subscribe. I do everything from like beauty and cleaning and organizing and all home decor and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. Also probably have to use a little Fix Plus.